video I want to talk about my Adenium. In front of you, you see my Adenium flower. I got this plant last year when we were on vacation in Florida. My husband bought this plant for me. It was small plant last year and it's growing crazy and healthy, as you see. Some people call this desert rose, and even when I was buying, I didn't know the name of this plant. I fall in love with this plant, and when I asked the seller in the greenhouse, he wrote for me the name of this plant because I didn't want to forget about this. And when I searched, I found out that the name of this plant is Adenium, and now I know. I don't forget. And since the last year I'm growing this plant, and when I took this plant inside in the house, because we have, you know, the winter days, cold days in our state, in Missouri state, and I cannot keep this plant outside in winter time when it's cold. I have to take my plants in the house, and in winter time I have to keep them in the house, and I took them in. When I took this plant in the house, it started falling its foliage, you know. It became naked without any leaves, and this was something new for me. Usually my other plants, they don't drop their leaves, but this plant, it acted different, and I started worrying about it, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't do anything. Let's talk from the beginning, from the time when I got this plant. When I bought this plant, I decided to replant it in different pot. And first, I didn't have time to replant it, and second, I didn't know how to replant it. I was thinking about what kind of soil or medium I have to use for this plant. It is planted, as you see, it's planted in a bark medium, as we plant our orchids. And there you can find some perlite and some, you know, I will show you from what the medium is made. You see, it has some sand, and it has some potting soil, and it has some charcoal, and it has also pine bark, which we, you know, the medium is exactly same with orchid medium, but it has some soil and sand, which is extra from the orchid medium. I didn't change the medium, and I left it as is, and but I wanted to replant it in a beautiful pot and change its soil. I didn't have time, and the days started getting cold, and I decided to leave it as is. And even it's in nursery pot, as you see, it's black in plastic pot, in black plastic pot, and it's still growing like this. I didn't change anything, and the days started getting cold, and there was no time to replant this plant because they, you know, it's not good to replant them when it's winter, and I left it as is in this pot, in this medium. And now I see that I did good job. It was better choice not to replant this plant. And now you see it's in bloom, and it's growing crazy, and it's blooming crazy. Why I'm telling you that it's blooming crazy? Because I'm comparing this plant with from the last year. You know, the last year this plant bloomed for me, but I didn't have so many flowers from this plant. Probably I was keeping this plant, you know, in the wrong place. Usually people recommend you to grow this plant under the full sun, and I did the same what I heard from the people who grow this adenium plant. This plant lost full sun. I didn't see anything bad from the foliage when I was keeping this plant under the full sun from the morning till night, till sunset. It was staying under the full sun. I chose for this plant that kind of place last year, but I didn't have this many flowers as now. As you see, now I have so many flowers, and it's not the beginning of the flowers. You know, they started blooming long time ago. The full sun, it will make this plant happy. The foliage, you can have beautiful foliage under the full sun, but as I learned from this year, the flowers, they don't stay under the full sun, you know, for a long time. This place, it gets sun, you know, from morning time till noon, till 1, or yeah, till 12 and 1, and after that the sun goes, you know, the sun comes from this way and it goes that way, and after the afternoon time, this plant doesn't see any sunlight, and you know, the flowers, they stay for a long time. This plant started blooming probably 2-3 weeks ago. Now it's finishing its blooms. I didn't have time to make a video about this plant when it started blooming for me, when it was full in flowers. See here, they bloomed out already, and it fall its flowers. Here I have flowers, you see, and you know, it looks better, you know, with lots of flowers filling the top of the plant with flowers. It looks amazing. Last year when I was keeping this plant under the full sun, I didn't have this many flowers. They bloomed for me by turn. One flower blooms and it dies next day, because sun burns these flowers and it doesn't stay for a long time, as now you see. And what I want to tell you about how I fertilize this plant to have this kind of beautiful flowers and this kind of healthy leaves. I fertilize them with orchid fertilizer. In my video, simple recipe for the orchids which blooms in short time and triples the size, I showed how I water my orchids, and I also told you that I don't discharge that water. Instead of throwing away, I use that water after my orchids. I use that water for my other plants. As you see, I use that water for my adenium, for my saga palm, and for this plumeria, which I propagated recently, and for the other plants which I have on this table. And it's not only my plants, I have lots of plants in the house and outside here. You see here on top of this table I have Hoyas, different kind of Hoyas, and I use that fertilizer on these Hoyas also. Here I have blooming Hoya, Hindu rope, and here are the Hindu ropes. And this plant, you see, this is, I don't know the name. If you know this plant's name, please let me know. And here I have Hoya snowcap, which bloomed for me. You know, this year I bought this Hoya, and in short time, after 3-4 months, it bloomed for me. And that fertilizer I use for my adenium also. And winter time, when I took this plant in the house, I told you that it became naked. and after some time it started growing new leaves, and these leaves, they grow in the winter time. When I took this plant outside in early spring, when the days started getting hot, I took this plant outside and I didn't put it under the direct sunlight as I did last year, because I was worrying about the foliage. The foliage can be burned by the sun if I put right away under the direct sunlight, because that's why I wanted to protect this plant from the sunlight. I wanted protect these leaves. That's why I kept it here. And I saw that this plant is loving this place, and I didn't change its place, even though I know that this plant loves direct sunlight. And from that time I learned something for this plant. It's better to keep it under the not direct sunlight. It's better to keep it in the place where it can get half day sunlight till noon, and that way you can have this kind of beautiful flowers. And these flowers are huge this year. I had smaller flowers last year. This year I have huge flowers. You see, it's almost filling my hand. See, they are huge this year than the last year, and they are staying long. See, today it rained, and that's why I have water on the flowers and the foliage. And how often I water this plant? Whenever it rains, it gets rainwater. It's first, and whenever I feed my orchids, it means twice in months or once in 2 weeks. I water my orchids, and after I water my orchids, I put that water with a fertilizer in this Adenium plant. It means I water this plant rare. Whenever it rains, it can get rainwater, and even the rain, it doesn't go directly in the pot, because this foliage, it keeps rain go to the pot, but foliage gets rainwater. That way it gets water, and whenever I fertilize my orchids, it gets water with fertilizer. If this video will help to grow your Adenium healthy as mine, I would be rather than happy. Thank you for watching. If you learned from this video something beneficial, please put thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you. Bye. See you next time.